back, YouTube, to Peterson Auto. Got the Windsor here for the Mustang again. Gonna put the boost nail on her at some point here very soon. Right now we need to get the boost nails boost into said engine. And that's where an intake comes in. So we got these ARP bolts for it. I want to give you a quick rundown of these. You can see there's a little chamfer there that goes towards the head of your bolt from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Now, got all my bolts set up with the washers on them, and we have gaskets. Okay. Look close there, you can see it says head side. Okay, that faces the head. Many of your gaskets are side specific, so we're going to set them up as such. Now, this, in the Valley, sometimes you get a rubber gasket, sometimes not. This one uses silicone, which is fine. We have OEM grade silicone. It's just Ford silicone. There's like 50 of them. This is whatever this one is. Don't ask me. I don't really know what this one's for. I think it's for diffs. But beforehand, we're going to show you something before we put the silicone on. I forgot. Now, putting the heads on, we talked about porting. You can see how close that port actually is. So I didn't touch it. These do neck down in here. That can be an issue. But it's really close to the push rod holes, as you could probably see from the angle there. I didn't touch that either. Also, this cast finish with anything that's not a port injection. So since I'm going to be running a Phytech EFI, which works like a carb as far as the injection of the fuel goes, anything you smooth out here will hurt a little bit with the atomization, and you don't want that. So to prevent any issues with that, we just left the intake ports alone. All I'm going to do is I'm going to push the gasket up a little bit when I put that silicone in. Just a hair there to make it line up a little better. Hopefully when I drop the intake on, it's not going to mess up too much. I have no idea if it's going to work or not. I won't know. Probably until I wind up pulling the intake for some reason. So yeah, great news there. We're going to go ahead and get our silicone in place. Just going to run a nice fat bead across here. We're going to lift this gasket up. Get some right in that notch. Then we're going to run our bead. Lift this gasket up. Get it right in the notch. Then repeat on the back side. Be as sloppy as you want, put as much as you want on. It really is what it is. So after that, we take our intake, which I have over here. Lift her in, and carefully set her into place. Make sure you're lining things up here. You do not want this to be off. Because this is off, any more than it has to be, you might smear your silicone. And right there feels about good. So we're going to start putting our bolts in. Get them all in basically hand tight for now. This is a Weiand Stealth 8023 intake. I don't like Edelbrock, so I bought a Weiand. It's really the only reason I didn't run Edelbrock. I don't like their products. Hate to see their name on stuff, and it's more of a personal thing than a quality of product or anything, but it's just, you overwhelm a market like that. I'm not a big fan of you. I like to have the weird stuff, so that's what we got here. Putting all of our bolts in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, should be 12. And we're going to torque them out. Not fully liking going in. We'll see how that actually goes in. There's 12 of them there. I already looked up torque spec, and torque spec is going to be about the same as your rockers, 20 to 25 foot-pounds. We're going to run probably 26 because I have 2 foot-pound increments here. And so there's how we put the intake on. Now I'm going to go over a couple little things with you first on this build. Show you what's what. Those were 3/8 bolts, by the way. Okay, so now that the intake's on, this is a coolant hose for the heater core. I'm literally just going to run hose. This is for your temp sensors. You can see I pulled out of the other intake. This Air Ford sensors are basically all the same ohm range. So I should be able to connect this into the 2.3 stock Mustang harness I have to get a good working temp gauge. This here is a vacuum port. This will go to your vacuum canister and brake booster. I may have to only use that for HVAC controls and under high boost not have heat or something. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I may just wind up plugging this and running an electric vacuum pump off of something that has an electric vacuum pump. So, we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to try it. Probably put a check valve in it. That would be a very good idea, put a check valve in that. So boost doesn't push, but vacuum will go through. And then this is where your throttle cable bracket mounts, which I'm going to probably fab one up because I have a throttle cable for a carbureted Mustang that's going to have to mount to here somehow because the 2.3 is completely different to connect to the Phytech EFI. So yeah, it's mounting an intake. You also have your thermostat housing here. I need to get 2 bolts for that, but there's a gasket and a thermostat and they go together fairly easily. We'll get the housing here to show you. So the housing has that ridge in it there. So your thermostat will sit into that ridge, your gasket will go on top, and then that basically goes just like that. So this is factory stock 351 original. It'll bolt up to this intake without any problems. They make chrome ones and fancy ones and all that other stuff, but functional is where we're going here. Does look really cool. Definitely coming along. I'm getting excited. It's going to be one nice setup when it's all said and done. Next we're going to put in our distributor, put our other header on, get our exhaust mocked up and everything. Get that all in place so I can finish welding the exhaust together. Because after the exhaust is all welded together, then I can get that header locked in permanently, valve covers on permanent, distributors impermanence, just finishing up a couple tiny little things, and finding some kind of magical pixie generator for this side, and putting maybe a power steering pump in here, or maybe even up here. I'm not even sure yet. Working out the pulleys is going to be a nightmare. I guarantee you that, because I want to run the factory reverse rotation water pump with the serpentine belt. We're also going to have to get a fitting to go in here, and a new oil pressure center, which I'll probably rob out of the 2.3. They are the same, if I recall, from my last swap. So I'll rob that out of the 2.3. And route the line up. Put T in there, you know. Lots and lots of little things still. So keep watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto.